This is the Alcoa Point Henry complex, just out of Geelong.
The Curlewis Golf Club has secured its water future.
I think the lights will bring more joy to people's lives, whether it's through our football club or...
Good evening and welcome to News Geelong here on Friday the 12th of December, 12/12/2014. The Victorian Open Golf had its launch here in Geelong at the Grovedale Hotel. They'll be playing down at the Bowen Heads courses, yes, one for the men, one for the ladies. Ian Nichols was at the launch, speaking with Damien Drum. He was then the Minister for Sport here in our Victorian government. Richard Miles, great federal member for Corio, loves his game of golf. And to Andrew Langford-Jones, he's the Golf Australia's Tournament Director, all in full swing at the Victorian Golf Open launch for 2015.
We're here at the Grovedale Hotel for the launch of the Oates Vic Open Golf Championship, and I have the trophies right alongside me to prove it. It's going to be a fantastic event again with some special guest artists. But more importantly, this is the men's trophy and the women's place. Let's have a look at what's been happening here at the Grovedale Hotel. Damien Drum, it's great to see you back in Geelong, and for a very special reason this time, the Vic Open, the launch, and the government getting right behind it.
Absolutely. So we played an integral part in bringing the event down to 13th Beach in 2012. We also played an integral part in bringing the women in and playing the women's tournaments simultaneously with the men. So the first time and the only event anywhere in the world where this format is played. So this morning we had the opportunity to announce a further funding of $350,000 each year for another 4 years, including the 2015 right through to 2018, to effectively give the championships at the Vic Open a further boost and certainly increase the probability that we're going to be able to get sanctioning with the European championships.
And of course it does an enormous amount for the economy of this region as well.
Oh, absolutely. This Vic Open is an amazing economic impact, an economic driver for the Geelong region, and it goes right down to the coast. So I think it's something that we are incredibly proud of, what we've been able to achieve with the coalition government's investment in golf, bringing some of the best players from around Australia and around the world to play 13th Beach. It certainly increases the profile of our amazing golf courses at 13th and also at Bowen Heads, and certainly this is going to be a golfing destination for many golfers right around the world, but certainly from around Australia.
Well, we had 20,000 punters through here last year, and I heard you say that Parliament won't be sitting in February, so we can add another one to that. I'm sure you described yourself as a golf tragic.
Yes. Well, certainly I have a few colleagues in the Parliament that are also golf tragics, and it's always the luck of the draw as to whether or not you're sitting in Parliament when these amazing golf tournaments come to Victoria. Hopefully next year, we're unsure of the sitting dates, but hopefully next year we should be able to get along. At least for the weekend, we'll be right to go to the weekend games.
Well, it's good to see you in the role as Sports Minister. You've contributed so much over the years, and particularly a golf tournament such as this where the women have equal status. It's played on 2 championship courses. It is unique in many ways, isn't it?
Well, as I said earlier, it's the only time that this format is used throughout world golf. So I think the Victorian Open and the organisers, the sponsors, 13th Beach, Golf Victoria, they should be incredibly proud that they've been at the forefront of this not only equal money, equal status, but also the actual playing times, the hit-off times simultaneously in the final round as these great players are striving to win the championship. A women's group will tee off, a men's group will tee off, followed by women, followed by men, right through the final round. And that's an amazing finish when we come to the culmination of what is a great event at the Vic Open.
Federal member for Corio, Richard Miles, good to see you here at this breakfast this morning and supporting golf.
Well, golf is really my recreational passion, and I do a lot of work with the golf industry around Australia and have helped establish the Parliamentary Friends of Golf in Canberra. But what's great for me is to be able to see a really great golf event occurring in our region. And what's fantastic about this event is that from a national perspective, it's elevated the Victorian Open, and of course for us as a region, we've got a really good event which is being supported locally, which is projecting Geelong and the great golf product that we have in Geelong. So it's a win all round.
Well, it'll be the third consecutive year, and it's obviously getting bigger and better. There were 20,000 spectators last year. It's growing in stature.
Yeah, and I mean 20,000 spectators to a state open is a remarkable achievement. This is a tournament with wonderful history. Peter Thompson's played in this, Kel Nagel's played in this, Gary Player has played in this, and when we go back 30 years or so, this was an event which formed part of a season-long Australasian tour. Of course, it's very different now when we engage in golf in global terms, and tournaments like this have struggled to survive around Australia, but the Vic Open has found a niche, and part of that is about finding that niche here in Geelong and having a really sports-loving community like Geelong get behind it, promote it, and as I say, it's fantastic for golf actually at a national level to have this event thriving so well. But it's great for us here in Geelong to have golf at this level being played in our region.
Well, the course is relatively young, about 13 or 14 years old, so it really is a coup for 13th Beach, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's a fantastic course. I mean, I love 13th Beach and play there regularly, and both courses are beautiful courses. I think the beach course is a very mature course and is already ranked highly in Australia, but actually the Nick Faldo designed Creek course is a wonderful course too, and I think as the trees grow over the next decade or so and the aesthetic you can see there, that will be a course which ends up being very highly ranked in Australia as well. To have both facilities together means it's really well set up for tournament golf, and this innovation of having men and women play together, I mean, when you look at it in practice, you think this is a no-brainer. I mean, tennis do it in their major events. Why doesn't golf do it? We're seeing it here, and people love it.
Will you have time in February to take a break and have a look at the champs in action?
Oh, I certainly hope so. I'm sure one way or another you'll be finding me there, probably with my family, sneaking around the course on the Sunday afternoon, watching both the men and women complete their rounds. And you know, like having somebody like Minjee Lee win this event last year. Minjee is a superstar. She is going to go on and do incredible things. Having her name on this trophy, being able to see somebody of her quality play in our event locally, you know, it's just a great opportunity, and I'm certainly hoping I'll be able to take that opportunity up myself.
Well, you've been studying the form, obviously, and Matt Griffin, last year's winner, we hope to see him in action at his best as well.
Yeah, and someone like Richard Green I mean, Richard's been a top 50 player in the world, a really successful player on the European Tour. To have him play around our course as well is going to be fantastic. So, yeah, like this is, you see some of the grand old champs, if I can put them in that category, people like Richard, somebody like Laura Davies, a British Open winner, a former world #1 play, but also we are seeing the young crew coming through, people like Minjee Lee, where the stars are born, which is the motto of the tournament, is exactly right, and we do see the next generation coming through, and you can see them as they're budding and flowering.
Well, thank you for your commentary. It's obviously you are a golf fanatic, and you know the Cape pretty well, Richard, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Andrew, it's great to see you here for the launch of the Vic Open. We'd expect you to be here, and obviously it's been a very big success.
It's been fantastic. When we came down here 2 years ago, we had no idea it was going to be as successful, but it's just going from strength to strength, and with the government commitment this year from both sides of Parliament, we're looking forward to it growing even further.
Well, yes, we had so many spectators through last year. It was really encouraging for a golf event, and with all the promotion that it's getting, we expect over the summer of 2015 we're going to see a terrific tournament down there on the twin links there.
Yeah, look, I'm sure now the word has spread around the golfing community just how big a tournament and how it's going back to really the halcyon days of the 80s when Tony Charlton had it up in town, and it's now surpassed any of the other state opens. It's the only one that's really going ahead leaps and bounds, and I'm sure the players, the better quality players, will now start coming down and playing in the tournament because the word has spread.
Well, as it was mentioned earlier, the internationals, the Laura Greens of this world, go back to their countries of origin and spread the word, and it's all good news.
It is all good news, and it's exciting from the girls' point of view. Hopefully it'll be a European ladies tour sanctioned event, and that in itself will bring some of the world's great lady players down here as well.
Well, as a tournament, it's certainly growing in stature, and there's no doubt that with the government commitment and the sponsorship of Oates, we must give them, pay them some compliments as well. It's certainly got a future, hasn't it?
Yes, David and his company Oates have been great supporters of the event. We now just need the rest of the commercial bodies down here in Geelong to get behind it as well, and I've got no doubts it won't be long before it's a Tier 1 event and back on live television.
At the launch of Oates Vic Open Golf Championship, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Nico, and all to the forefront for the Victorian Open Golf in 2015. We'll take a break on News Geelong and be back with more after this.